Good morning, world. Tara Sumur here well, I have squinty eyes at the best of times, and then I step outside into the sun and go live right away. Have to work on that too. Boy, I'm learning a lot about this video stuff. But it's Tara Sumur from Stockbroker to Firewalker, back for day 6, session 1 of Find It, Feel It, Free It. Find your way of feeling free, whatever that might be, instead of or in addition to whatever else you are doing right now. Feel to the best of your ability the way freedom feels as it rolls through and connects and is felt and is made aware and activates all of your power centers, your mind, your heart, your body. So feel that feeling of freedom through all your centers, and then from that coherent space with all 3 centers supporting free, radiate your feeling of freedom out to wherever you feel that it needs to go. And if you don't know where it needs to go, simply radiate it to the collective. There really is no need to put a directive on that. Our hearts take care of that for us, not in some weird woo-woo way. So, how am I doing this morning? Still haven't quite figured out what this whole campaign looks like, but I'm continuing to stay very alive with it. And when I put myself, which is the important test, when I put myself on my own biofeedback monitors, which do actually tell me in a moment whether I'm really coherent or not inside my body, whatever my brain might think, the energy coming from supporting this and starting this is creating a huge amount of coherence in my body. So I'm trusting that. So what's going on in Canada today? Well, overnight, again, doing a lot of coherence breathing, I listened to a number of different ministers, people who are currently a part of the leadership team of this nation, speak. Because again, the absolute leader of Canada, one of the poster child, maybe the country in the world that is respected for being free and also having a level of ability to care for literally everyone that is here. So the land of all possibility, but also the land of compassion and care. And that for me is something that's very important, and I don't want Canada to lose that. And at the current moment, we're on day 3 now, the 3rd day since the leader called in a state of emergency that gives him all sorts of immediate power. He has the ability to call this. He can't sustain this forever without the approval of his cabinet, but very short term, the ability is there to call it and use the powers of it immediately before it is debated and approved. So Canada is in politically as messy of a place as it ever has been. And I also consider to continue to sit in full awareness as I watch this protest. And again, I don't particularly want the protest to just end. I do think there are so many things that are at the surface and underneath this. So I'm glad the borders are being cleared. I really hope that as much as I think is being done. And I really put out a call to every Canadian out there that is physically called to go there and support. Please support with your powerful, kind, compassionate presence. So that does not involve terrorizing other people who are living in Ottawa who are making different decisions. For example, wearing a mask. For example, so again, I do sense the core of the resistance is paying attention to this, and I'm not even sure who the resistance is anymore. Because frankly, what I see is 2 parties. One has actually been elected to lead. One has taken it upon themselves to lead, but they certainly seem to have some support. And both parties seem to be working very hard to create a case against what the other party is doing, and they seem to be using the same tactics that they're accusing the other party of doing. So those are situations that make me very incoherent, make me feel anything but free. I also, for me, and I'm not saying this applies to the rest of you, but for me, the answer is not to just turn it off. Because that lack of awareness, that's when I feel helpless. That's when I feel like I am not doing what I can do. And one of the things I'm good at doing is being aware, and I'm very good at analyzing things from different sides. I think we need people who can do that, but I need to be able to do that without hurting me. So for this morning, again, I'm not meditating for coherence, and I think how these are shaping up, they're going to be about 5 minutes of me talking and then meditating. I'm not going for coherence. I'm simply going for space and safety again. That's what I was doing last night. And so for me, I use a HeartMath technique called inner ease when what I want is just a little bit of space, just energetic space, because physically I'm going to go out and see people today. I'm going to keep talking to people, probably going to still turn on the news. So energetically, I just need a little more energetic space so that the energies of the emotions of what everyone is feeling in this nation, which is a lot of worry and a lot of concern, some aggression, some frustration, but none of those are emotions that create coherence. So I'm doing a technique called inner ease, trying to get slides up for you, but that's my technical skills. And again, inner ease involves just creating a bit of an energetic buffer or a safety space, a pause, a choice point. It's a really powerful technique to have under your belt, no matter what you do in life, never mind my campaign. So like every technique we do, we start with the heart-focused breathing, breathing a little slowly and more deeply than you normally do, seeing, sensing, feeling, or imagining that your breath goes through your chest with each breath in and each breath out. And for anyone with me, please just put your hand on your chest and start breathing this way. This is Greg Braden, Heart-Brain Coherence Breathing. He's basing off the same research I am. So again, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, in a memory or in anticipation or simply in your mind's eye, see, sense, feel, and imagine what would give you a sense of ease and space, a sense of having room around you to expand. And for me today, that is feeling like being out in nature and hearing, so really even where I'm standing right now works. For me, hearing birds and that movement and that amazing feeling, that movement of air is helping today, so I'll use it. Still breathing through my heart. Because that breathing through your heart technique seems to be the magic that makes all of this happen a lot more rapidly, a lot more profoundly. It's easier to see and it's far more long lasting. Okay. This is called inner ease. Today I'm actually pulling energy in through my heart and then I'm letting it expand up over my head and down, especially up over my head, as my head is truly a little cluttered with trying to get my head around really what the ramifications are of the political moves in the country. My choice to need to get my head around it, my choice to use a tool to clear my head so I don't end up hurting myself. So I can feel the drop into it, and that may even be that a couple of you are doing it with me because that might have been a phone call interrupting. Hopefully you can still hear me. More than one of us doing this at a time amps it up for all of us. So I now am going to simply radiate. This feeling of ease, this feeling of space, this feeling of a permeable energetic barrier, simply softening anything coming at me today. out to the world. And for me, again, that practice of radiating helps me drop even a little more deeply energetically into my body. We're at the 10 minutes, 5 minutes of me getting to talk, which helps me. Thank you to anyone who listened. 5 minutes of coherence in some manner. And I'll see you back here in a couple hours.